can potentially see if we can test out the technology and try and have a little bit of fun as well, and maybe make a few bucks in addition to the goodies that are going out on eBay as well. So lots to happen here tonight. It's great to be a part of it. Absolutely. Let's have a quick break if we can, and when we get back, we'll chat to Matt Percy, the voice of MIT Ballpark.
Behind these doors, people are home. Resting, settling in, laughing. These are more than just hotel rooms. They are spaces for living. It's a home away from home, your own abode.
Come home to your Jarrah. For your kind of play, your kind of family, your kind of day, and your kind of neighbourhood. We introduce your kind of community for your kind of value. South Jarrah-Bombra.
Welcome back to the Cavalry Livestream-A-THON. There's no game tonight, but it's game on here at Canberra Cavalry headquarters here at MIT Ballpark as we set out to raise some money for a great cause for the New South Wales RFS. Of course, it's well known the affected areas with the fires, of course, southern New South Wales and the Victorian border. And I'm joined here now by, welcome to the table, Mr. Matt Percy, who's the voice of Mr. MIT Ballpark. Mate, just as a Canberran, seeing all that stuff on social media and also the news, it cuts you, doesn't it?
Nick, I got to tell, sorry about that. Firstly, is it Raider Nick, Cav Nick, Nat's Nick tonight? I can't remember which one.
I think we'll just get Nick tonight, mate.
So, I actually went to the coast last Friday, and obviously the highway's cut off, so I had to go down. I actually stopped in Cabargo and to the little bakery down there and had some breakfast with the wife and son. We were swimming down at the little bay. We did all that sort of stuff, and we came home on Monday not realising the extent of what was about to happen, but knowing we probably should come home and to have done all that and to drive through Cabargo on Monday lunchtime and through some of those little towns that a great proportion of those towns are no longer here. It's just surreal. It was unbelievable. Yeah. So it hits home. I've got good friends who live at the coast, who live at Tomakin, and it hits, as you said before, everyone in Canberra knows someone. Yeah. You run into someone at the coast, you know someone who lives at the coast, or you holiday at the coast with other people. They're all great people.
They're all great people.
Love the coast. So, mate, as I said, we didn't have baseball last weekend here at MIT Ballpark. I was down there, and a lot of the stuff that I saw standing on the weekend is no longer standing, and it just blows you away. Yeah. So it's great to be here to help, and hopefully we can sell some tickets. Hopefully we can get rid of some merchandise here, some signed stuff, and get some good bids going. I know that the Canberra baseball community and the baseball community at large is very generous, so we're hoping for a big night tonight.
Absolutely, we're just playing our part here at the Canberra Cavalry. Yeah. We're not playing tonight, of course. The series is cancelled, but tickets are still available for the game. Yeah, and why buy a ticket? You purchase a ticket. Every single cent from that ticket goes towards the New South Wales RFS. You can find them on the Cavalry website, and also we mentioned a wonderful array of auction items available too, which a link will be provided very, very soon there on eBay. Mate, as a Canberran, aside from all that, I know your heart just bleeds orange, but as a Canberran, how does that emotionally affect you as well, knowing what's going on down the road, down the coast?
Yeah, look, as I said, it's just huge, and as a Canberran, I have been going to the coast for many years, and it's just close to our heart. And I know that something happens down at the south coast, us as Canberrans, myself obviously from Queanbeyan, I know that we want to just get around them and support them in their time of need as they would do for us. And I'm certain that happened for us back in those Canberra bushfires of '03.
Absolutely.
So it's our turn, and it's our turn to look not just the south coast, but the people being affected around the Cooma area, all around New South Wales. And hey, there's been a lot of devastation so far, but it's not over. Tomorrow's a huge day, and we're just hoping that we can get through tomorrow. And on Monday, it's the bomb. Bureau of Meteorology says, 5 to 15 mils. I think we're all crossing our fingers and going, let's get that rain. Let's get something.
Tomorrow's the day, of course.
Tomorrow's the day.
Forecast about 42 degrees,
Yep.
the top of 42 degrees here in the nation's capital, and obviously the surrounding regions in the Riverina area, and obviously further down the coast. That's going to be a day that we just hopefully wake me up when it's all over.
Yeah.
There's so much stress in the air, Sonny, and without getting spooky, it is one of those days where we've got to be really, really conscious, and we're no experts when it comes to the RFS and whatnot, but the common denominator, especially talking through the radio, is to start to think about some kind of plan, some contingency plan. Just say if something does kind of happen where we need to be at risk at some capacity, we need to be able to move.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, the old saying, better safe than sorry. There's no such thing as being over-prepared in these situations. So, there are some things in life you can replace and some things you can't. So it's worth being prepared and ready to move if you need to.
Absolutely. If you fail to prepare.
Yeah.
And look,
fail.
at times, guys, we're not playing baseball this weekend, but at times there's bigger things than baseball, isn't there? And what's happening right now in New South Wales is bigger than baseball, but us as a baseball community here to, in our small way, just to help out.
I just think it's also, like we said, without sounding a little bit more spooky, but it's underestimated when you see those things on social media there on your page, and you see some of the footage of just the fireballs flying around, the poor animals out there in the wild that haven't made it. It just really just thinks, well, imagine if you were in that situation. And here is Canberra, we can talk about this quite comfortably. We're not really too emotionally invested because we're not going through that chaos. So we're kind of almost sitting with a little bit of clarity at arm's length of the chaos. So we're in a great position to be able to action. And I know Christmas has just come and gone, and New Year's has come and gone, and things aren't cheap these days. But any little coin and stance, I'll be direct here as Cav Nick, because that's what I do. In all seriousness, see if you can find something left in your pockets over this Christmas break, this summer period, and donate. Buy a ticket. Head to the Cavs website there, Sonny, where you can buy a ticket for this particular series against the Adelaide Giants. And whether it's a ticket for tonight or for tomorrow, obviously the tickets will be there for tomorrow as well.
Yes.
All the way through till Sunday afternoon.
And we'll comp you a complimentary GA ticket into the Auckland series as well for your donation.
100%. So you'll be invited back to watch us take on and beat the Auckland team, hopefully. But also we've got an array of auction items on display as well very, very soon. Some absolute pearlers in there that are going to be listed on YouTube very, very soon.
I think we've got to talk a little bit as well about the role that we, I guess, as a club have creating a distraction for people.
Absolutely.
I know Canberra United cancelled or postponed their game earlier today as well. And as you mentioned, with all the footage that's coming out on Facebook and YouTube and all these other social media channels, you do need an outlet just to almost just step away from it for a little bit.
Well, you do, because and sometimes having some kind of distraction, it's good as well. And some people have been questioning some of the events that have been happening over at Canberra over the weekend, and yes, it could be questionable in someone's opinion, but also the show must go on in some regard, and it helps keep the stress and the anxiety, it helps it take away from this patient period. But you mentioned some of the other sports around Canberra. I just want to make a point there. A good friend of the Canberra Cavalry down here, Nick Rysk, decided to donate $200 of every ace that he punches out this summer, starting from the Brisbane Open all the way through the Australian Open. And if you've seen Mr. Kyros lately, he's whacking some of those aces, so hopefully he can muster up. He's doing his thing on the other side of the country. We just ask, in full respect and in full integrity, do your thing. Purchase a ticket for this weekend, because it goes to the New South Wales RFS Percy.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Nick Rysk threw a first pitch out here last season. Fantastic arm. I think that if we run out of bullpen arms at any stage, maybe have a chat to Nick after the Australian Open, see if he wants to come up.
He was a bit nervous though.
He was very nervous. Actually held his mobile phone. I said, I can film it for you, Nick, if you like. He said, no, I don't want this on camera at all. It was brilliant. Good stuff. So Nick's had a little bit of part of the Cavalry experience, so it's good to see Nick digging deep across the summer and giving as well.
So just to repeat that, Nick Rysk decided to donate $200 per ace that he serves this summer, Grand Slam series, of course, starting the Brisbane Open and then the Australian Open.
Not only that, Nick, he also has generated that throughout some of his tennis peers, and they're all starting to jump on board as well. So he started the movement within Tennis Australia.
Another Canberran doing his thing. Watch everyone will start jumping on. The Canberra Cavalry, we're jumped on right now.
Yep.
There's no game, but it's still game on here at MIT Ballpark as we have our Cavalry Livestream-A-THon. Remember, go and buy a ticket. Head to the Cavalry website. Purchase a ticket for this series, whether it's today or tomorrow. All the money goes to New South Wales RFS, and of course, our auction items being listed very, very soon, if not already. Hopefully they're all listed there. We're just waiting.
Hopefully, I'm going straight off screen, off camera. I'm going to put a bid on Boss Mo and Aroa. My favourite player ever. Boss knows that. Apart from Jerick Suter in 2019.
Jerick Suter. He's a great singer too, Mr. Jerick.
He's very good. Yeah, apparently.
If you haven't seen that video of the Cavs, the karaoke from the
karaoke, yeah, Jerick Suter, very good.
Go and check it out. He's ready to win an acra with all that, mate.
So yeah, jump on board those auction items. There's some great cavalry names in there, both past and mostly present, I believe. So jump on board.
It's all part of the great cavalry spirit. It's all part of the Orange Heart, and it's all part of a great cause going to the New South Wales RSF. Let's throw it a quick break, and we'll come back with one of the cavalry stars very soon. We're back soon here at the Cavalry Live-A-thon.
Hurry up with that thing.
Have you tried the grey cable?
Yeah, I've tried it all. Okay. So who are you backing in this game?
With their three-point shooting.
Guys, relax. I got this.
Don't want to miss a second of the action this season? With Tab's Basketball Live Vision, you can stream games and access exclusive previews for free, anytime, anywhere.
Whoa, don't splash the box.
Yeah, don't splash the box.
Who are you backing this NBA season? Tab. Download the app today.
Follow the boats to the view at the top, the snap of the dawn to the peck of the crop. Across the horizon you jump, skip and hop, and never stop.
Behind these doors, people are home. Resting, settling in, laughing. These are more than just hotel rooms. They are spaces for living. It's a home away from home, your own abode.
Welcome back to the Cavalry Livestream-A-thon. I'm Cav Nick, and we're coming to you live here from the MIT ballpark for a situation where there's no game tonight. Of course, the cancelled series against the Adelaide Giants, but it is still game on as we put out our plead to donate as much money and support to New South Wales RFS for what's happening over there at the South Coast in struggling times. Chrissy Coleman, mate, you love your baseball, don't you?
Wouldn't be here if I didn't, Nick.
Who's your favourite player these days?
Oh, jeez, mate. Are you talking favourite player globally?
In the Cavalry family.
In the Cavalry family, got to say, I like this man a lot.
You are just saying that because I'm right here.
Well, it helps. It helps. But having one of our starting pitchers here, JJ Hoover, welcome aboard. And different situation. First things first. Let's.
First of all, sorry, you got something here that you're going to add to the auction list.
Yeah, just a couple of game used cleats. I autographed them. So bid away and. Let's hope we can raise some good money for this.
Just before that, Coleman, before we go into some of the baseball talk, you seeing what's going on in our surrounding area, of course, the beautiful thing about when you guys come to Canberra to represent the Cavs, you really embrace the town and you really embrace the coastal areas, and a lot of you really love the blue waters of the southern coast down here, the south coast. How does it affect someone like yourself just coming in and coming in from another country and seeing what's going on and also now playing your part in there too to generate forward?
Well, I've been able to see what wildfires and things have done in the States, especially in California and Napa. I have some friends who have vineyards in Napa and have lost everything to those before, and seeing them here and actually experiencing the smoke and seeing the videos of the fires, and also having a little bit of a farming background, and I have friends over here that raise the cattle that I have back in the States, and just knowing all the stuff that they're going through with the drought and the fires you can't help but empathize and just want to help any way you can.
Absolutely, and that pain that you feel, use that pain to really generate forward and do what you can to take action and to donate where you can. Here we are, here's JJ's boots. We're going to put them on very, very soon.
I'm doing it right now, Nick. We're going to do it
Chris
right here on
Coleman's whacking them
Facebook.
on.
Bid in the comments on the Facebook video feed.
He's going to whack them on. There's also another huge eclectic multitude of things going on eBay at the moment. Cavalry paraphernalia. There's also some Bush Ranger jerseys in there as well, but also to buy a ticket, even if it's just one ticket. How much does a ticket cost at the Cavs these days, Coleman?
You're asking the wrong man.
What's a ticket these days?
What's a ticket cost
Just
these
buy
days?
one.
I don't buy tickets. I work in the commentary box.
Bought a ticket
It doesn't matter what it costs.
It doesn't matter what it costs. Buy a ticket, buy a couple, and like I'll be that guy to come forward and say, if you're sitting at home or sitting in front of your laptop or on your phone or wherever you are, and you're thinking, yeah, I could, but I'm not going to really make a difference. I'm only one person. One person counts, because if it's 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 of that mentality, that equals to probably a couple of $100, and that goes to a wonderful cause, the New South Wales RFS, and just get into it. Let's go get it. Let's show how. Let's just flex our beautiful orange muscles here and our orange hearts that just pump through with love, and just instead of playing baseball this weekend, let's still play the role of donating accordingly.
Yep, and that's for anybody back in the States who might follow me or Meg and Kate, and just, I know you guys can't come to a game, but just support this effort here.
Well, let's talk about these cleats first up. You've signed those. So how many games do you get out of a pair of cleats? Because I notice that they are a little bit worn on the instep there.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Is that Canberra dirt?
Yeah.
Is that Canberra DNA?
Everything is about as legit as it gets.
Got some holes in there as well. What's with the hole? Aerodynamics or?
I wish. It's just where my drag is, and that's where the most stress goes on the cleat. And so they are signed and they are game worn.
And they're all high cut these days, aren't they?
Some are.
Or is that a preference?
That's a preference, yeah.
What's with the high cut?
I like the ankle support.
Okay, so it's not an Air Jordan thing.
No.
We're up to $200 Australian for those boots already. So jump on. If you want to buy those boots, you want to buy those cleats, get on. Just go find us on the Canberra Cavalry Facebook page, because I know we're going out on a multitude of platforms at the moment. So we're going out via all sorts of places. But go to the Canberra Cavalry Facebook platform, find us there, and put your bid in the comment. And we'll just keep on going for a little while we talk to JJ Hoover. So JJ, let's find out your story, because I love catching up with the guys and finding out what their story is all about. When did baseball first become a real thing for you? So when did you start to think, hey, I might actually be good enough at this to make a bit of a living out of it?
Probably when I started travel ball. I knew right when I was 7 years old, I was one of those prototypical kids, American dream, wanted to play in the big leagues, and I just kind of set that as my goal, and I owe a lot to my parents for embracing that spirit in me, and my dad just kind of helped me any way he could as I was playing and growing, and as I spent that time focusing on baseball, I continued to prove that I was towards the upper tier at that time.
Mm-hmm. So you played Little League as a kid?
I did a little bit of Little League, coach pitch, pony, colt, American Legion, and then travel ball and high school, college, all the way up.
Okay. What is it about the baseball, mate? What is it about that particular sport growing up in the States? There's lots of distractions. There's basketball, there's football, there's hockey. Why the ball and bat, mate?
I like pitching. I've always loved pitching. Fortunately, when I was growing up, we had TBS, which was a TV station, and that was owned by Ted Turner, who owned the Braves at the time. So the Atlanta Braves were on TV every afternoon when I got home from school, and I got to watch Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine, John Smoltz, Steve Avery, and all those guys pitch. And I just fell in love with pitching and fell in love with baseball. And from a position player standpoint, Chipper Jones was by far my favorite player.
So, as Chris Coleman and I have had this conversation many, many times, here in Australia, we actually grow up through school and we actually play baseball. Or there's obviously little modified versions of T-ball and what's the one that's you hit off the stick? Coleman?
T-ball.
T-ball, softball, T-ball.
Mm-hmm.
You're running around bases and you're actually immersing yourself in that wonderful sport. It is such a great game. It's not just even at a non-competitive level, it's just a really good recreational sport. Is that where the love comes from? Just like, well, I like this, I'm going to keep going with this.
Not from a recreational standpoint at this point. Like, it was always fun as a kid because it was a sport and you just wanted to get outside and play. But the competition, and especially at the professional levels, is where the temperature gets cranked up a little bit, and that's when the adrenaline starts flowing, and that's when it's a lot of fun.
All right, let's go to the minors. So you finished with college?
Yeah.
And so do you go all the way through college, or do you sign from college?
I went to junior college, which is 2-year schools, and I chose that route because it was a chance for me to get drafted after my freshman year. I ended up not getting drafted until my sophomore year, and the Atlanta Braves, it was pretty cool. Childhood dream. Took me in the 10th round, and that's when I started my professional career in 2008.
Let's just go to the draft for a minute, because the Major League Baseball draft is a very different beast from the draft in virtually any other sport. In American football, you get drafted, that's the team you got to go to. Doesn't matter if you're a kid from Florida, you get drafted by Seattle, you're off, you're across the country, and away you go. You're in the NBA, you're a kid from Cleveland, you get drafted by someone in the Clippers in LA, away you go across the country. Baseball's a little bit different, isn't it?
To a point, especially for me, I guess. I was drafted in June, and then I decided to not sign right away. The Braves switched up their offer on me a little bit. So I was fortunate enough to be able to play in the Cape Cod League, which is the premier college summer league in the States, and ended up signing August 15th of that year. But after that, away you go.
You're locked in.
As soon as you sign, yeah, it's gone.
All right, so your first minor league baseball game. Let's go there.
I just know I was playing for Danville, Virginia. I don't even remember where I was, to be honest with you. I only pitched 3 innings in that part of the season because it was so late. But I just remember like playing in those big stadiums and thinking like, this is awesome. This is almost the culmination of what I wanted to do as a kid, but I wasn't quite there yet. I knew that the far-reaching goal was the big leagues.
Okay, how long did it take before you thought, hang on, the big leagues, they're close. How long was that part of the journey?
I never looked at it like that. I've always set goals incrementally. So when I was in rookie ball, I wanted to get to A ball, then high A, then double A, then triple A, and then as I did progress to double A, that's when I was like, all right, at least I've made it to this point. I am one phone call away. So that's where I started to realize that I could have what it takes.
Okay, before we talk about that one phone call, quick reminder: these cleats are currently up for auction. If you want to make a bid, currently standing at just over $200.
Quick shout out too, by the way, to wonderful David Zarkoff. He's just purchased a ticket as well, and of course Sue Watson Lockheed's has purchased a ticket too. So remember, you can purchase your tickets for this current series where there is no game. But there is a game because the money is going over to the New South Wales RFS. Head to the Cavalry website, head to eBay at the moment. Just type in Canberra Cavalry and you'll find a wonderful list of cavalry items. And of course, Chris Coleman has just launched up these wonderful cleats from JJ, and they're about, and they've also got the dirt in there as well, a bit of Canberra DNA. Take this overseas. It's got the whole, very authentic. It'll come with a certificate of authenticity on a napkin or something, but all going to a great cause.
Just take my word for it. I saw him sign those literally in the clubhouse about 5 minutes before we came on air here. So those boots currently available for $200. That's the bid we're at. So you've got to bid higher than that. Bid in the comments on Facebook, on the Canberra Cavalry Facebook page, and every cent of that goes to the New South Wales Rural Fire Service. And you can bid right now. We'll keep that open for a little while longer. But JJ, let's get back to the big step, the step from minor league baseball to Major League Baseball. How much of that do you remember?
I remember a lot. So it was kind of a whirlwind month. It was April of 2012, and I had just been traded from the Atlanta Braves to the Cincinnati Reds. It was the last day of spring training. We were breaking camp, and I remember walking to my truck, and 3 or 4 guys were running down. We were playing at the Wide World of Sports in Disney, and a couple guys were running down the street saying, hey, you know, come back, we need to talk to you. And at that point I was like, well, maybe I'm going up at this point. Nope, instead of going to Gwinnett, Georgia, you're going to Louisville, Kentucky. It's like, oh, okay. So go to Louisville, start to play with a whole new set of guys, never met them in my life. And I was there for 20 days, and then I got the call. So it was a whirlwind month for sure.
So less than 3 weeks and you get the call?
Yeah.
What did they say?
Manager called me into the office, who was Dave Bell at the time, the current manager of the Reds, and he called me in. Our pitching coach, Teddy Power, was in the office as well, and he says, you know, Hoove, you got the call, you're going to the big leagues. And, you know, it was just, it was obviously an emotional day, especially calling my parents and telling them that the dream that I've been chasing since I could remember was realized. And thankfully, the Cincinnati was only a 5-hour drive, so they got to be there for my first outing.
What does the next 2 hours look like when you get the phone call saying that you're going to start in the major league? Do you look at the ceiling that night and looking at the posters that are still on the wall thinking, wow, that could be me one day? It's probably one step closer.
I wish there were posters. I was in a little one-bedroom apartment in Louisville at the time.
Well, the poster's in your head.
Yes.
Without sounding weird.
No, it was crazy. Thankfully, we were in Louisville, so it was only an hour-and-a-half drive up to Cincinnati. Packed up, you know, what I needed. Packed a pair of slacks and my suit, just in case I made it to a road trip, because you can get called up and
with
sent
your
back
boots.
down.
Yep. JJ, you were always a high cut man, just like you are these days.
I was, yeah.
The wonderful auction items that you can go to right now on Facebook. I think they're still around $200.
Still $200, yep.
And of course, all going to a great cause. The New South Wales RFS is huge. A stack of more items over there on eBay as well. Plus, go purchase a ticket. Will be a broken record pumping this through tonight. Go buy a ticket for this series. Head to the Cavs website, because all the funds going to the New South Wales RFS.
Okay, so you get to Cincinnati. What happens?
They call him Daddy.
No. Just kind of overwhelming. You know, I was still 24 at the time, and I'm in the clubhouse with Bronson Arroyo, Scott Rowland, Miguel Cairo. Joey Votto was obviously there. He wasn't, you know, he just signed his big extension, but I wouldn't say that he had the name of like Scott Rowland at the time. He was just the veteran presence in our clubhouse who kind of gelled us all together. And at that point I was like, oh, this is what men are. I was like, so it was super overwhelming, but thankfully I made friends with the bullpen guys really quick. Logan Andrusik, Sam LeCure, and those guys really just welcomed me in, and it was just a blast from the get-go. It was so much fun, and it's the best baseball that you could play.
Yep. I'm yet to meet a player who's played in the majors who doesn't remember, especially the pitches, the first pitch he threw. So you walk out there, take us through the situation.
So I got called in. We're playing the Giants. It was a pretty close game. I think it was like 5-3. We were down a little bit, but still a pretty close game for, you know, to make my debut. And I think I walked a guy. The adrenaline was pumping so fast. I don't remember a lot. What I do remember is, I think it was Barry Zito bunting, and he bunted, and I went after the ball, and I don't know why, but I instinctively ducked. And Joey Votto picked the ball up, flung it right over my head to second base, and we turned 2, and I was out of the inning. And I was like, I don't even know why I ducked. I didn't hear anything, and it was just...
It's like you duck.
Yeah.
It turned out well for you.
Better look good on the video afterwards.
Yeah, I was just happy. I was like, all right, first one's out of the way. Boom. Good deal.
Yeah. Wasn't just Cincinnati at Major League level though for you, was it?
No, I played with the Cincinnati Reds from 2012 to through 2016, and then I was fortunate enough to be picked up as a free agent by the Arizona Diamondbacks. Had just a tremendous year with them. We ended up going to the wild card game, winning that, going to the division series, and that was probably one of the most fun years I've had as a big leaguer. Good group of guys, and then I played a little bit for the Brewers in 2018, but that was the last time.
And now you're here in Canberra.
Yeah.
Where are you at now? Where is this come to Canberra to play a bit more ball? Is this to get noticed again and go back to the bigs, or is this sort of where are you at, or where do you think you're at now?
I feel like I'm actually starting to enter a different gear in my pitching. I'm really happy with where I'm at. Not playing in 2018 hurt me. I didn't realize it at the time, but a lot of good things worked out from that year off. But if I can make it back to the big leagues, that would be awesome. That's definitely one of my goals. But at this stage in my career, I would love to go over to Japan or Korea and play in their big leagues and just kind of experience different cultures of baseball, different cultures of people. And then when I was coming up with the Braves, I played with Steve Kent at the time and Matt Kennelly, who lives over in Perth. And I love those guys, and I met Moylan with the Braves as well. So coming over here was an awesome opportunity, and I don't even know how the word got out that I was looking at playing winter ball. But
how much conversations did you have there with Kenty in regards to coming to Canberra?
He was the one that reached out.
Quite
and I was like,
instrumental?
yeah, I was like, how did you even realize that I was interested? So I don't know who in the grapevine got the word. Yeah, so he reached out on Facebook and started the conversation, got me in touch with Don, and we started
How have you found
getting here.
Canberra, JJ, the nation's capital? Obviously the ballpark side of things, but just the town in general?
Oh, it's awesome. It's a nice, relaxed town from what I've seen, which is definitely my kind of vibe. The people have been awesome all over the country. It's just been a great experience. It's really awesome.
Talk about experience. You can experience a wonderful life with JJ's boots that are up for auction at the moment. Coleman, what are they currently at, mate?
Still sitting at $200. These ones are being auctioned right now, right through the comments here on Facebook. So if you want to place a bid for the cleats, game-worn cleats for a man who's played Major League Baseball, several years of Major League Baseball, signed right there next to the hole. I've got a couple of questions that have come in
there as well, but also too, there's an array of listed items on eBay when it comes to jerseys, helmets, balls, but also do buy a game ticket for this series, for the Adelaide Giants series, because all the money going to the New South Wales RFS.
Got a question. Do the cleats still have the Geelong Quick Fix?
Geelong Quick Fix. There might be some in there.
There is a story there.
Yes.
Is it a story you can share on a family-friendly program?
Absolutely.
Okay, fire away.
Duct tape.
Duct tape, there we go.
Simply put, because I didn't want to use a different pair of cleats yet, I shoved some duct tape in the hole, and it's...
Well, it's done the job so far.
Yeah. So.
Is there nothing duct tape can't fix? It's like it's actually the Force from Star Wars, because it has a dark side, it has a light side, and it holds the universe together.
It does.
Does indeed.
Just really did too, JJ, as well. I like talking to some of the guys overseas that talk about they love playing in front of the Canberrans and the passionate Cavalry fans. And the experience on the other side of the fence is the Cavalry fans love coming to MIT Ballpark here because they just feel... It's like that whole punk rock theory where the whole punk rockers back in the day got rid of the stage and said, you know what, there's no stage, we're one and all with the fans. There's a similar kind of relationship there with the Cav players. And players can just walk up and get autographs and they feel like you're all sharing the same ground. Is that how you feel like you're playing? And also you feel like you're playing for the town of Canberra?
Absolutely. I think you come into any town that you're playing for and you want to immerse yourself in the city that's supporting you. You want to meld with your teammates here, and it's just a really good fan-friendly experience here. It's a very intimate ballpark, but the energy here is always awesome.
It's addictive, man.
On the weekends, yeah.
Just ask Frank Gailey. You'll be back.
We'll do that soon. JJ, thanks for coming in tonight, man. Really appreciate it. Happy New Year to you. We look forward to a few more big games from you just yet. These cleats are available. We'll keep it open for another 15 minutes or so.
And they smell good too.
We're gonna sell these off right here, right now. We've got $200 on them right now. If you'd like to own these very cleats with the signature, can we get in nice and tight on that? as I really know how to annoy our camera operator. We're getting nice and tight there so you can see the signature and the hole on these. $200 Australian. You can have these. Just make your bid via the Facebook comments. The other items we were talking about earlier, they are available via eBay, and we'll put up links to those a little bit later on, but you've got a few days to bid on those other items. But there's a few things. These cleats are one item, and there's a couple of other very special things coming up that will only be available right here, right now, during our Cavalry Live-Stream-A-Thon. These ones, we'll close them off in about 10 minutes' time. So make your bid via the Facebook comments.
So these are the exclusive items, but there's also an array of listed items on eBay all the way through till Sunday afternoon. Also, tickets available still for this series till Sunday afternoon. Purchase a ticket. It all goes to a great cause, the New South Wales RFS, of course, doing our part here at the Canberra Cavalry. We'll have a bit more. So we'll take a break. We'll be back with the Cavalry Live-A-Thon very, very soon.
Behind these doors, people are home. Resting, settling in, laughing. These are more than just hotel rooms. They are spaces for living. It's a home away from home, your own abode.
Come home to your Jarrah. For your kind of play, your kind of family, your kind of day, and your kind of neighbourhood. We introduce your kind of community for your kind of value. South Jarrah-Bombra.
With that thing.
Have you tried the grey cable?
Yeah, I've tried it all. So who are you backing in this game?
With their three-point shooting.
Guys, relax. I got this.
Don't want to miss a second of the action this season? With Tab's Basketball Live Vision, you can stream games and access exclusive previews for free, anytime, anywhere.
Whoa, don't splash the box.
Yeah, don't splash the box.
Who are you backing this NBA season? Tab. Download the app today.
We're on. Welcome back to the Cavalry Live-Stream-A-Thon. We're coming to you live from MIT Ballpark here at Narrabundah. There is no baseball tonight. There's no ball game tonight. Of course, the series being cancelled due to unfortunate circumstances, due to all the smoke haze. We made the decision during the week. But it's still game time. We're down here mustering up the support and courage for the New South Wales RSF. And buy a ticket, please. Buy a ticket. You can go to the Cavalry website to pick up a ticket, and all the money goes straight across to the New South Wales RSF. There's a game on tonight, there's a game on tomorrow, and all that money all the way through goes to the New South Wales RFS as well. Also, too, we have an array of a multitude of wonderful cavalry items there on eBay that you can go and purchase or go and bid all the way through till Sunday. There's what is there, Percy? We've got Bush Rangers shirts in there signed by one of your favourite
We've
players.
got Boss Monaroa, we've got a Taylor Colway signed jersey, we've got a Geordie Barley, we've got the Yokohama Bay Stars signed jersey, we've got the ball signed by the 4 Yokohama Bay Stars guys this year, we've got the 2019-2020 helmet. I think there's a Candleless jersey in there.
There's a Candyman jersey in as well.
And if you put a bid in on any of these, you come to the ballpark, you come and find me, I will take you to that person and I'll get them to personalise the jersey for you if you like. Put a little message on for you.
This guy.
Exactly.
He's the voice of MIT.
Come and
Speaking
see
of
me.
MIT, I welcome Mr. Brendan Major.
Hi, how you
G'day,
going?
mate. How are you?
Good.
Back from your holiday?
Yep, I am.
Now, you've been away on holidays. We'll go a little bit deeper there. Brendan, you've gone away on holidays, but you're probably keeping an eye on what's going around the South Coast. And it's one of these unfortunate circumstances, but it really triggers you, doesn't it? It triggers your heart, it triggers you emotionally. And then you're a kind of guy that I know really well, that you love to just be not so much the effect, but the cause. And you want to do everything you can to make a will move forward.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really important to do things like that for the community, and that's across the board.
And we talk about how, as Canberrans, we love going down to the coast, and it's our beautiful sanctuary, whether it's during the winter time just to kind of clear your head, or whether it's this time of year where it's, you know, the crazy season where we go down there and spend Christmas and New Year's down there. And it's the people that are living there that keep that alive and give us that opportunity for this time of year. And those are the people at the moment that are are struggling. Like, how devastating it to see Mogo no longer now. You know, we had the zoo over there. Luckily, that's been survived. But we, as we said earlier, we can see that kind of stuff, and we're emotionally invested in regards to the sorrow that we're feeling, but we're still sitting at arm's length where we can actually have the power to make an option and donate, like picking up a ticket for the series this weekend. Head to the Cavs website where you can pick up a ticket, because all the money for that ticket goes to the New South Wales RFS and also the auction items. But it's all about donating it and using that orange heart, but not just your cavalry heart, but your Canberra heart, your human heart.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's super important to back these guys. They're going to be doing it hard for months, years after today. And like, for instance, Mogo, it was devastating to see that the whole street was just flat. There was just nothing left.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where you just hope to God that never happens to you. But the people that are affected, they were having those same prayers, and it's unfortunately happened to them. So everything that we can do, and we've been saying it ad nauseum all the way through this program, but it is about lending our support, and it's just beautiful seeing people around the community. There was a guy that runs a G-Spot truck who had that little pickup place over there at Mitchell till 1:30 today, and he was getting all supplies, and they were trucking them all over to the coast. And I tell you what, you'll earn your spot in heaven if you action this.
Yes. And these JJ Hoover cleats, I believe it's $200 at the moment.
$200 for these. These are one of the exclusive auction items tonight. Still got the DNA from Geelong and Canberra on there.
Got dust.
The dust and the hole that he has, plus they're signed. Do yourselves a favour. The high cut rise Nike cleats with a bit of air. I thought Nike
What
Air
size
was
are
maybe
they?
For basketballs.
You could probably purchase these for your kid in under 15s, and he could go out and say, "Hey, I'm wearing JJ Hoover cleats."
They're probably
$300. Oh, sorry, 3 minutes. But if someone bids $300, I think they're got to be worth at least that. $200 at the moment. Do we know who the $200 bidder is at this stage?
Who is that?
Oh, we're not saying. Okay, fair enough.
Someone
Well
with deep
done.
pockets. Just quickly there,
Yeah.
Mr. MIT himself, mate. You've been around the Canberra Cavalry for a long time now. You just bleed orange every time me and you catch up with a coffee. We talk shop for about 30 seconds, and from there on, it's all about the Cavs. You just love the Cavalry, don't you?
Absolutely. I came out, about 5 years ago, and saw one game, and it was actually Boss Monterova, and hit the ball, and I went, that's it, I'm in love with this game, and I'm pretty much every game since then, I've been back out here.
You're a busy man. You've got a lot of business ventures out there, of course, MIT Services, which you have the MIT Automotive, you have MIT IT, you have MIT Signage. You're a busy man. You're hard to get hold of. You're headhunted all across for different projects around the capital. How do you... Obviously, the baseball must have been such a big thing to grab your heart and to give you the time and space, because you make it a family thing down here. Friday nights, you got your box down there, and you make it a family thing, don't you?
Absolutely. My family loves it. The wife loves it. The kids love it. The kids, I've got a collection of baseballs where the kids just take off on the night and chase the baseball down. Any of the foul balls, they go after them. And you'll see it every night that they're down here. There's probably 30 or 40 kids who all take off after the balls and they chase them back and forth across the foul lines.
Who's your favourite player? I know it's like that, all your kids.
I would love to say Frankie because he's standing just there and he might hit me if I don't say Frankie, but Robbie Perkins, of course.
You get a bit goo-goo gaga around Mr. Perkins, don't you?
I deal with a lot.
Triggered by a Perkins.
I deal with a lot of people, and they're all important. And I met the Chief Minister the other day, and it's like there was nothing. But then I get introduced to Robbie Perkins, and it's like I've never been starstruck before.
He walks down the street and goes, "Oh, there's Mal Meninga. Yeah, there's Justin Bieber. Yeah, there's Lady Gaga. But there's Perkins. There's Coleman."
Nick, I believe some people would call it a man crush, but I'm not going to be that person who says it.
It's an orange crush.
If Robbie could, at any stage, give him his signed jersey, though, that would be amazing. So
well, didn't he pick one up at one of the Cavalry presentations? He paid like...
No, that was a candy.
That was a candy.
David Candless.
I have quite a collection now of different memorabilia.
You mentioned Mr. Frank Gailey. You're close to Frank.
I love Frankie. Frankie's awesome.
You're very close. You went fishing and you put the rod out and you built back in a Gailey. You brought him back to Canberra, didn't you?
I certainly did. I actually brought his wife back to work for me, but Frank just happened to be a good bonus that came with it.
Frank, mate, the Gaileys, they're great people. How important is Frank, do you reckon, to the Canberra Cavalry?
Frank bleeds orange the same as the rest of us. He loves the team. He he brings the players together. He's a bit of a mother hen in the dugout.
You see him taking out the bins and polishing people's shoes and doing all the bits and pieces. He's not just all talk, mate. He's cavalry 100%.
That's it.
Beautiful. All right, speaking of Frank Gailey, we'll catch up with him very, very soon. Of course, Chris Coleman is edging to come and crack him open when it comes to talking a bit of baseball. We'll talk a bit about his return a little bit, and we'll talk about baseball. But remember, folks, these auction items from JJ Hoogs is on there at the moment. And they're done. So they've gone to it for $200. Congratulations for that wonderful winner that picked up the exclusive auction items. But speaking of more items over there on, what is it? eBay. eBay.com.au. Just type in Cavalry. You'll find an array of selection of items there, but also to buy a ticket, even if it's just one ticket for a couple of bucks, $20, whatever it is, it goes straight to the New South Wales RFS. We'll be back with a little bit more from the Cavalry live stream with some Frank Gailey next.
Follow the boats to the view at the top, the snap of the dawn to the peck of the crop. Across the horizon you jump, skip and hop, but never stop.
Come home to your Jarrah. For your kind of play, your kind of family, your kind of day, and your kind of neighbourhood. We introduce your kind of community for your kind of value. South Jarrah-Bombra.
Behind these doors, people are home. Resting, settling in, laughing. These are more than just hotel rooms. They are spaces for living. It's a home away from home, your own abode.
Welcome back to the Cavalry Live Stream-A-THON, coming to you live from MIT Ballpark here in the ACT in Canberra, Australia. For any overseas viewers out there, we're here to muster up support, encourage and funds, if we can, to the wonderful New South Wales RFS. Because of the situation, of course, the fires surrounding the regions there at the south coast and obviously the border there of Victoria. We've also got some items as well. Of course, our series was meant to be starting yesterday all the way through to this weekend against the Adelaide Giants. Unfortunately, we canned it. We cancelled it due to the pollution in the sky from all the smoke. And the series is still on to a point where you can still buy tickets online at the Cavalry website. And every single ticket purchased, the money goes to the RFS. And of course, we've got an array of wonderful items on eBay, which you can bid for all the way through till Sunday. And just to mention, 2 tickets all the way till Sunday as well. Speaking of superstardom, Frank Gailey's in the house. Welcome aboard, mate.
Welcome. How are you?
Good to see you, mate. I just want to start by saying this. And we'll be out and open here. You know, you know me, I'm a deep kind of guy. Last year, you were finished. You were finished. You were just, you know, there were some situations there and you were kind of keen to get back home and do your thing, and you were kind of done. And I think behind the scenes it was like, how do we replace Frank Gailey on the field, but also more importantly without embarrassing you off the field, because you were such a driving force in there and you were such a good influence. And then the day I get the phone call from Mr. Brendan Major saying, Frankie's having another run again. Mate, I nearly fell off my chair with excitement. You saw the Facebook post. Why, how, and when?
When? I'll just say that baseball's never going to die in me. You know, if I think I can throw a baseball, I'll always try playing. Why? You know, a good opportunity for me and my wife to come back, and if I'm back, I'm playing. You know, so that's simple as that. I want to contribute and be a part of the Cavs family.
Are you kind of getting to one of those points where you might actually be hard to leave Canberra, and you might be like a permanent adopted Canberra, and
could be close.
Do a bit of another Brian number 41.
No, could be
stay in Canberra for the whole time.
I don't know if my arm can hold up to as many innings as Brian threw here, but I'll do my best to compete and, you know, get as much W's and help out the Cavs as much as I can.
Canberra, the town, man. You love the Cavs. You love the orange gravel, literally and hypothetically. What about the town? You seem to have really taken a kin to the town, haven't you?
I wouldn't come back for 3 years if I didn't think the town was something special. Like I said, a lot of people may know the situation that my wife was in over 2 years ago, and the Canberra community was by far probably considered second family to me. So if we were to come back, it wasn't just, you know, nice scenery and beautiful places. It's just beautiful people as well.
Chris Coleman, of course, you can bid online for an array of items over there on eBay. There's Giants, not Giants, there's the old Bush Rangers jersey signed by Boss Motorola. There's a selection of stuff. There's a signed helmet. Go to eBay, type in the Canberra Cavalry, and you'll find it there. Also, too, we just had a great successful bid there for JJ's boots, going for a couple $100 there.
Yeah, a couple $100 for JJ Hoover's cleats already sold, but we've got something very special now. And Frank, this is one for anyone with a young baseballer. Or maybe a not so young baseballer.
Anyone.
Could be anyone.
Could be anyone. Anyone who'd like to chance their arm, quite literally. You're putting something, and this is almost a money can't buy experience here. So tell us what you're doing.
As I did before I left last year, every couple of Saturdays I kind of gave my time to give pitching lessons to anyone who was interested, and that money went to Diverse Canberra Baseball. And I want to do the same thing. So I want to give like a 3-lesson package, and we'll work with whatever time works best for whoever wins. And whatever the bid is.
Let's go halves, Coleman. What do you reckon?
My shoulders, neither of them are any good. That one's had surgery. That one's just not much good at all. But you can have a crack at any time you like.
I want to have a crack, mate. I want to have a crack.
Any time you like.
So that's just like a one-on-one
personal
consultation.
One-on-one, and then we'll find either on the field, which is we can arrange something, or something that's a little more convenient for them, or we'll just make it work. And
so if you want to be taught by ABL pitcher of the year, how many years? Quite humbly?
This is my 3rd year.
3rd year as the ABL Pitcher of the Year?
No, I didn't win that.
I swear, you did, didn't you?
No.
Ilya, you're a liar. In my eyes, you are. In my eyes, you are. You're man. He bowls gas all the time. He throws gas all the time. Be part of the two. Are we setting that up now, Chris?
I am setting that up right now. Again, as per the last item, bid in the comments. Bid in the Canberra Cavalry Facebook page comments right now, and it is a couple of minutes after 8. So we'll keep this open until 8:20. Canberra time.
Also, too, if you love your memorabilia, especially the Cavalry, and I know that Chris Coleman loves his memorabilia, and there's lots of people walking around that do, go to the eBay website before they catch it and bid for them, because there's an array of wonderful Cavalry items. A few Bush Ranger gems in there too. There's a signed helmet as well by one of I think it's the 2013 Premiership winning team or Championship winning team. All the way till Sunday, and all the way till Sunday as well are tickets to this series. Yes, there is no game, but it's game on tonight as we're bidding and we're raising money for the New South Wales RFS. Go to the Cavalry website. You can buy a ticket today and tomorrow, and all the money goes to the New South Wales RFS, Chris.
Absolutely. So bid right now in the comments on Facebook for 3 private pitching lessons with Frank Gailey. Let us know what they're worth. Make your bids in the comments, and obviously it's an auction, so if someone bids $100, you've got to go above that. But bid right now in the comments for 3 private pitching lessons with Frank Gailey. Now, Frank, you made the comeback on the weekend. A little rough in the first couple of batters, but then things picked up fairly quickly. It only took a handful of pitches, and it just looked like Frank of old back there. So what was it like?
Adrenaline takes over. That being said, adrenaline comes in and it could help you and hurt you, and I think I was a little too amped up and kind of got me off cue a little bit, but I just stayed within myself, trust the defense, and play Cavs baseball and try to compete and win.
Mm-hmm. And your role now as there was a bit of a question about where you were going to fit in, because we've got a lot of pitching talent in the roster this year. You reckon you've done enough to nail down a starting spot? Because there's a few guys I reckon who are knocking on the door. Probably a bit of competition there.
I nailed down at least one more start. I guess I'll just, compete and earn the next one. So.
Yeah. So take us through your game day routine. You know you're starting, so take us through your game day routine. So it's a 7 o'clock at night start.
I'll try to get a good night's sleep. Wake up, move around a little bit. Tend to have a couple eggs, avocado for breakfast.
Smashed avocado.
Yeah.
Can you give the plug to a cafe around Canberra?
Yeah, No, actually homemade right here.
Washed down by some Ben spoke.
Not on game days. I can't do bench spoke before I start. Only after. Come to the field around 5 or so, and then start stretching and do a couple things with towel drills and weighted ball drills. And at 7 o'clock start, I make sure I'm on the line by 6:30 and starting to throw and getting prepared.
Do you get nervous, man?
I always get a little nervous.
Is it a healthy nerve?
It's a healthy nervous. I think once you start losing that little nervous, competitive nature, then it's almost no fun anymore. You want that little anxious feeling.
They talk about nerves. Just say the musician or the guitar player has nerves before a concert. If his nerves are way too past the Richter scale, he needs to play conservative, because his hands can get affected by those nerves. Your pitching, your arms and hands get affected by the nerves as well. Is there some big games where you feel more nervous as well? And when do you go into kind of damage control to say, I've got to really will this in because I'm not going to be able to pitch tonight because of the nerves?
I wouldn't say it's the nerves, because I've been doing it so long and I trust my ability. I would say it's the adrenaline in certain situations that can sometimes get you into trouble.
Because you can overdo it.
Your technique, your mechanics could get out of whack. So I wouldn't say it's the nerves, but I'd definitely say adrenaline can get you into some trouble.
Yeah. Chris?
Bearing in mind there is someone not far away who can verify this for us. What are you like on game day? Are you good company? At midday, are you good company, or do you wake up and you're switched on for baseball straight away?
We're getting a shake of the head.
I'll be the first one to tell you I'm not a pleasant person to be around until I'm finished my start. And I apologize to anyone in the past and in the future.
I can't believe it. You're the nicest guy since the Easter Bunny.
Good front, I guess.
And I guess the other question I want to ask, and we've spoken at some length about what your lovely wife Christina went through a couple of years ago, and in fact it was only a few days ago the Facebook reminders started popping up. So obviously it's changed the holiday season for you guys considerably, but also very close dealings with the emergency services here in Australia. So an event that we're doing like this one now, raising money for a different arm of the emergency services, but again another branch of the emergency services here in Australia, must just add something a little special for you guys.
100%. I mean, I got to see the unfortunate scene firsthand, and I thought I got there pretty quick, but seeing everyone that was there regarding the firefighters, the medics, the police, everyone, and I mean there was quite a bit of them. So the time frame for them to get there and the way they got there, and just seeing them handling it with such composure and giving me peace of mind was just something that me being only in the country for a month and a half is something that I can always I'm always thankful for, and just it was able for me to kind of somewhat gather my emotions, get what I needed to get, and go to the hospital knowing that when she got there everything would be taken care of.
It's a big one too, because you're so far away from home.
Yeah.
And you're only here for 18 months at the time. How long were you in?
We were here for just over a month when that happened.
You were here for 4 weeks, so you were still not even settling in. You weren't in concrete yet. You weren't landed. You weren't grounded.
The suitcase was not unpacked yet.
The suitcase was still hanging out the back. And then this kind of happens, man. That would have really turned you all upside down. And what were the things, obviously the support network around town, but what were the things that really got you to kind of move through that chaos?
One is just, you got to do what you got to do. You never plan as like a husband or situations if you're a mother or a father to just, there's no playbook to deal with that.
Yeah.
I just felt like I kind of did what I had to do, and the next step, whatever came about in the hospital, I had to do. And then that being said, anything I had questions with or just needed a burger or anything like that, I had Cav's family to come around and just give me what I needed to get. And it's as simple as that. As much as I was lost, I had a second family to kind of back me up and kind of help me wherever I need to go. So
how did you kind of process all that to focus on playing as well? Because obviously you mentioned you kind of get those butterflies, and that really puts you into a hyper focus, and you go out there. But it would have been tricky because you're only human too to balance all that stuff out. Yeah.
I missed the first start. I didn't go to Perth, obviously, because that was literally 4 or 5 days afterwards.
Of course.
I don't even know if my wife Christina remembers, but by the time we got to Melbourne series, she was just go, clear your head. And she was trying to explain to me, even through whatever she was going through, explaining you need to take care of yourself, go play baseball. That's like always been your outlet to kind of just be yourself. And so I went, and obviously I don't remember it as being a good start, but it was good to kind of get away, so to speak, to be with the boys, and
to feel normal.
Even if it was only for a minute.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like I was not thinking about anything. You know what I mean? And then, of course, throughout the innings, I forget which umpire it was. He's like, I heard about your wife, So mid-game, I'm trying to focus. I got the umpire telling me, like, I heard about this. So I'm just like, thanks, man. Like, I think I'm getting shelled at this point, and I just want to compete, and then not, it was just a whirlwind of a weekend, so to speak.
And it helped you process the pain. It helped you process everything. And that's the kind of thing that the one wonderful game of sport, EI baseball, can do as well. And that's what we're doing here tonight here at the Cavalry Livestream-A-THON. Go to the Cavalry website, pick up a ticket for the game, for the series that's been cancelled, but it's not really cancelled because it's still running over there. You can pick up a ticket for tonight and tomorrow, and all the proceeds go to the New South Wales RFS as well. We've got a wonderful selection of auctions on eBay right now that you can bid for, and also Chris Coleman has just put up this wonderful package of this one-on-one session with the Frank Gailey down here. It's probably an hour session, one could think.
Yeah, we'll go through everything. Probably won't throw for an hour because I wouldn't want that for anyone. But it will probably just
he'll be done. That's his season.
We'll definitely break it down, though, what a good routine is, stretching, how the body works.
How to cook your avocados, how to cook your eggs, that kind of thing.
We've got routine's all about.
We've got $100 on that. You've got about hang on, check the watch here. You've got about 6 minutes left to bid on that for 3 private pitching lessons with Frank Gailey. So if you'd like to bid on that, you can bid in the comments. We are having some issues, I should say, with the eBay page. We're working on them. Hopefully we'll have it up shortly, but just keep going to eBay and searching for Canberra Cavalry. It will turn up, we promise. It is coming up. We're working on that. But right now you can bid in the comments on our Facebook page for 3 private pitching lessons with Frank Gailey. You've got 5 minutes left, and that stands at $100. Frank, I want to wrap up. This is a story that we spoke about back in the days when I was doing the Strike Zone podcast. And I'm sure you remember it, and I'm sure Christina remembers it as well, though. But it was a day where I don't think I'd ever seen a man more focused on the mound. And it was the first time Christina came back to the ballpark after she'd been out of hospital. And I don't know if you knew she was coming that night for sure, because it was a struggle to get to the ballpark for her, I know. But I remember just seeing you on the mound that night, and I've never seen a man as focused. And I've seen 200 and something games at this ballpark and dozens elsewhere, and I've never seen a man as focused. And I know there was a moment there, and you don't often pick out someone in the crowd and acknowledge them, but I know you did that night. Can you remember that night and take us through?
I do. It was I did know she was coming, because like you said, it wasn't exactly let's pick her up and take her. It was quite a bit of process, and I think it was Ilya at that time organized a handicap-friendly taxi where the wheelchair was able to get on and bring her, and then I'm doing my thing. I'm making sure everything's taken care of, and obviously everyone that seen her show up was like, "Hey, we got her. She's in good hands. Go do your thing." And then just warming up, and I see you in the backstop, and it was just one of those things. It was just me, my competitive nature, and seeing almost how far we made it thus far. You know, she's no longer in the hospital. She's out of the house doing that kind of thing. And it all just kind of fell into place where I just used everything that I had emotionally and just focused, that's all.
You pitched a pretty good game that night too, from memory.
I tried.
Mind you, haven't pitched too many bad ones. There have been a lot of really good games, Frank, and let's hope that there are many more to come. Thank you, welcome back, and I think we can almost say welcome home. You know, yeah, we
Appreciate it.
There's something about pitchers coming to Canberra and making this place home, and great to have you on board. And thanks for coming along.
Something about Frank.
Thanks for coming on tonight. We've still got a couple of minutes left on this one. What time did I say we're going to finish that? 8:15?
A couple of minutes, yeah.
Maybe we'll give it 60 more seconds while we go to a break.
Also, to go to the Cavs website, pick up a ticket for this series. Not a cancelled series. There's still a game on, and the game's over here at the Canberra Cavalry Live-A-THon. For the RSF, every single cent purchase from those tickets goes towards the RSF. And as Chris Coleman mentioned, we are having a few technical difficulties with the eBay bidding section.
There's a couple of things there now. I can see them now.
A couple of things popping up. Head to there now. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with more Cavalry Livestream-A-THon. We'll have Sarge in the chair, a.k.a. Josh Illusions, for you next.
Follow the boats to the view at the top, the snap of the dawn to the peck of the crop. Across the horizon you jump, skip and hop and never stop.
Hurry up with that thing.
Have you tried the grey cable?
Yeah, I've tried it all. Okay. So who are you backing in this game?
With their three-point shooting.
Guys, relax. I got this.
Don't want to miss a second of the action this season? With Tabs Basketball Live Vision, you can stream games and access exclusive previews for free, anytime, anywhere.
Whoa, don't splash the box.
Yeah, don't splash the box.
Who are you backing this NBA season? Tab. Download the app today.
Come home to your Jarrah. For your kind of play, your kind of family, your kind of day, and your kind of neighbourhood. We introduce your kind of community for your kind of value. South Jarrah-Bombra.
Behind these doors, people are home. Resting, settling in, laughing. These are more than just hotel rooms. They are spaces for living. It's a home away from home, your own abode.
You're currently watching the Cavalry Livestream-A-THon. I'm Cav Nick, and we're coming to you live here from MIT Ballpark. No game tonight, but it's game on when it comes to raising support and funds for the New South Wales RFS, battling those disturbing fires as we've seen scenes all across social media and television and whatnot. Joined here again by the voice of MIT Ballpark, Mr. Matty Percy.
Hey,
you've charged in and said, hey,
stop
everything. We've got some news.
The cleats. We sold the cleats. We auctioned them off for $200. I vetoed that. Not enough. It's JJ Hoover. He played in the major leagues, 700 odd games. I vetoed the $200. I've been upped. The bid's been upped. Now, firstly, Paul from Baildon Ag has very generously donated $500. Paul, come over. Paul, I've got Paul here. Baildon Ag, one of our great sponsors over here. But JJ's countered with a bid of $501. JJ Hoover, JJ over here. Can I get you in a bidding war, Paul?
It's at least 550, isn't it?
$550. So I think that, are we happy to sell it to him for $550?
550 is great.
Do we have 575?
What we're going to do is we're going to match the 550.
Oh, so you're going to throw in an extra 550?
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
Yep.
So as I said, 200 was not enough. So if you were the bidder for $200, unless you can come up with about 1,200 really quickly, I'm going to sell the cleats to Paul from Baldwin Ag, and I'm also going to say a massive thanks to JJ Hoover for matching that bid as well. An amazing gesture for the RFS. What do you reckon? Well done. Well done, boys. I'm going to hand them over. I'll give them to JJ to
Yeah, because he's got to sign them. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, he already has, but that's okay.
Oh,
look at that.
Just why Paul is here, mate. Jump on the mic, mate. We'll get him on there. This guy, he's really plonked his head around everywhere. He's all over everything. Paulie here, bale and egg. Do yourself a favour. If you need a lawnmower, if you need a four-wheeler, anything, Paulie will sort you out, mate.
Absolutely. Look, we're here to support the community. Another thing we're doing on top for the RFS, there's a generator downstairs, which is loaned to the Cav through the season. I'm also going to donate that to the Cavalry for their promotion through this tonight, and that's about $4,000 worth of generator downstairs. So that's another donation.
Paulie, what is it, mate? We've all got big hearts here at the Cavs, but yours is massive. You're putting in sponsorship money, you're donating accordingly. What is it about the Cavs, man, that really makes you tick to your heart?
For me, the Cavs are about community. These guys, they fly in from overseas all the time. They come here and they put their heart and soul into the community. They fly in and fly out, guys. And these guys commit to us for 6 to 8 weeks of the season, and it's a massive commitment for them. They're leaving their families.
During Christmas time as well?
Christmas time, it's absolutely right, Nick. It's a big commitment for these guys, and we're seeing stuff down on the south coast that is unprecedented. These guys wouldn't have seen it before. We see it a bit, but it's a big thing for us in Australia where we come together, mateship, we pull together, have a bit of heart and put together for the community, and this is what the Cavs is about.
Absolutely. We're about, of course, and of course, speaking of that, it is a series that we cancelled yesterday against the Adelaide Giants, but tickets are still available. Why would you buy a ticket for a cancelled series? Is because the tickets, all the money and the funds are going to the New South Wales RFS. Head to the Cavalry website. Also, there's a wonderful multitude of items over there on eBay now. Type in Canberra Cavalry and you'll see a stack of things. There's a Bush Rangers jersey signed by a current New South Wales Blue Sox man in Bosmanorawa. There's also some cavalry stuff. There's a helmet in there. There's so much stuff there. Go and check it out. Donate your heart, donate your cash as well. Head to canberracavalry.com.au. Also, too, joined here by the man, Sarge, aka Josh Illusions. What's happening?
Not much, mate. Not much. Welcome. It's great to be here, isn't it?
Mate, how many beers have you had?
Oh, a few. I'm not going to lie to you.
He's been hanging out with Shannon Knoll.
Yeah.
And the Summonats.
Yeah, had a few. So, no, it's good. It's good to be here.
And all seriousness.
No, it's good to be here. It's a great cause, and I've had family down there in Cabargo. I've lost everything down there, so it's good to see that the Cavs have got behind it.
Joshy, we talk about how, as Canberrans, the coast is like our scapegoat. We go there sometimes during the winter time to clear our heads. We go there all the way through the summertime to have a holiday, have a getaway during Christmas and New Year's. It didn't happen this year, and there was a little bit of a void there, but without sounding selfish, the people that live there make that happen. They keep up that place for us throughout the year. And they're the people, they're our brothers and sisters without sounding too lofty. They're the people out there that have been stricken by this through Malure Bay and Mogo and all the region there of the south coast. And they have been hit, their lives have been turned upside down. And now it's all about us as Canberrans, as our neighbours, to help out our neighbour. Love thy neighbour.
Yeah, look, it's really difficult to see that because these guys rely on the summer season. They rely on us here in town to get down there and support them. I think one town that we really kind of forget about is Braidwood.
Yeah.
Braidwood is the main entrance there to Batemans Bay, and if you go through Braidwood, everyone stops at the bakery there.
100%.
And
best pies in town.
Yeah, 100%. And I've gone through a lot. Don't get me wrong.
He's bought shares in that place.
Yeah, I've had plenty of shares, but it's little towns like that really are affected. And then you go the other side through Cooma. Now Cooma Road, it's blocked off now as we speak. So towns like that really rely on Canberra, especially through our summertime. So it's really hard.
And we are emotionally invested, but we're still sitting at an arm's length where we're in a situation where we're still sitting in our comfort. We've got our air conditioning. We're not in the chaos yet, and we can still make a move. And how many times do you sit there and you just kind of just doubt yourself, thinking, you know what, there's not much I can do. I can't. I'll buy one ticket. What's $20 going to do? But if it's you, the next guy, if it's 5 or 6 of you that just say, you know what, I'll do this and buy that ticket or two, that makes a massive difference. It all goes into a cause. That's a solution.
Yeah, and look, I think everyone gets a little bit sort of apprehensive, especially at this point in time. We're looking at a ferocious fire, and for you and me, we'd have no chance in protecting anyone with that. We've had no firefighter skills whatsoever. So what it's going to take is it's not only going to be what next week or the week after. It's what's going to happen in 6 months' time.
The aftermath.
That rebuild point, and that's where Canberrans and anyone that's sort of going to that South Coast, that April period is going to be so vital for these towns. They really need to get that bump, because once winter comes, that they go back to just that local sort of demographic, and then that's
100%.
it.
They go to that lull period, so it's important for us to lift that as well, but it's really important for us to lift that now. As I've said ad nauseum for the last hour or so, go to the Cavalry website, pick up a ticket that's involved to this series, the cancelled series, but it's not cancelled because it's still game on in regards to where the money's going to the New South Wales RFS. We've had a beautiful array of listings over there on eBay now, of wonderful items. We'll get Chris Coleman to go through some of those items very, very shortly. Also, congratulations to Ben Wilson, who won the pitching package from Frank Ailey. How good's that going to be?
I didn't even hear that.
One-on-one with Frank Ailey.
One-on-one with Frank.
Sessions.
Wonderful. I love it. He'll be pitching for the Cavalry before he's done, I'd say. Give him 2 sessions, he's ready.
Penny Wilson, don't wear him out, mate. We need him to bring it home for the majors.
I wanted to throw something in as well. Now, I got my old mate Sarge boy at the end of the table. We are giving away auction items. We're giving away jerseys and helmets. That's an experience, and I wanted to throw up an experience as well that I want to see a couple of bids on as well. Here we go, and it involves Sarge and involves myself. What I would like to offer up is the Canberra Cavalry behind-the-scenes experience with Sarge and myself. What I'm offering is to get someone out with me for a game day. You can come on the field before the game, have a chat to your favourite players, get some photographs. You can throw out a first pitch. During the game, you can come with me. You can jump on the buggy with Sarge whenever you want. You can even help dress Sarge if you like. Optional, of course. But you can come around behind the scenes onto the field anytime you like when we go out on the field, when I'm out on the field. You've got access to the players. You've got access onto the field, access up into the boxes up here. And a full game day package experience. It's not giving a jersey away, but it's giving an experience away. And I want to see a bid on that at some stage tonight, Nick. I'd love to get someone out to do that.
And I'll add to that package, to that Cavalry behind the scenes package there with Sarge and also Frank Percy. As
Frank Percy.
As Raider Nick, too common Frank.
Nats Nick, or whatever you want to say.
Yeah, just a G. As Raider Nick of Mix 106.3, I'll give an experience to the bidder as well. They can come and sit with me during a Saturday shift or a Sunday shift, that weekend inclusive, and a behind the scenes look of how we do it at the radio there at Mix 106.3. And I'll even shout lunch as well.
I was going to throw in a hot dog, so whatever. We can do both.
Mate, so let's do that. We'll get Chris Coleman to put that up pretty soon.
Yeah.
The behind the scenes Cav experience. Hashtag with a bit of Mix 106.
And if you want to add to the experience too, they can actually take Sarge home and wash him and bring it back to me on Sunday, if they want to be.
If they want to do that too, absolutely. I'll throw in my washing as well, so it's all good. Make it.
Frank, Matt, Percy,
whoever.
Mate, tickets as well. I'll mention as well. Go to the website, the Cavalry website. Pick up a ticket for this series. It's quite a bold call, boys, from the Cavs, because we've put on a couple of big runs. We'll come last there in our conference, whereas Adelaide were coming first. Put on a couple of really good performances on the road, and we've climbed our way back coming second. So this would have been pretty much a big series, 1 versus 2.
Absolutely massive.
For the Cavs to make the call, to put the players, the staff, everyone else, including the fans mainly, it's a big deal for them to can it. So we're getting the wind up there. So we've got 10 minutes for the Cavalry Experience bid.
Exactly.
The next one has 6.3 caveat in there as well, so it's all on there. Chris Coleman, are we starting at something there?
We're looking for
$50.
$50. Well, 55, 60. But to make a call like that, to get back on track there, to make the call, that's huge.
It's absolutely huge. As you said, we've had a lot of momentum going. I think we won 6 or 7 of 8 games. However, at the end of the day, to make the call decisively, to make it early for the players first and foremost, but also for the staff, also for the fans is a massive thing. And look, we are in unprecedented times, and I think taking that time to sit back, have some time with your family, and understand the importance of what's going on. And I guess even in Canberra, though the fires aren't near us now, potentially, tomorrow's a big day, and people might need time to prepare. And let's not worry about baseball this weekend, and let's refocus next weekend. Hopefully we'll get a bit of rain on Monday, and we head up to Brisbane and get 3 or 4 wins up there. And in 2 weeks when we're back here, I tell you what, we're going to rock the house out. We'll get everyone down.
Kit Town here, be part of the Cavalry family, because it is a great family. I jumped on board a couple of years ago, and I haven't looked back. It's an addiction, I tell you that much.
Sorry, mate. Josh,
just a bit of an update there. $150 for the game day.
Oh, nice, Josh.
So can you just reply back, and if she's doing the washing, just ask her.
I believe that's
take a long hour. Look at yourself.
that might be 125.
So it's gone to 175.
175. 150 for a day with Nick, and $25 for us.
So it's up to 175. We get it to 200.
I promise you, a night you will not forget with Josh and I. We'll have a fun night.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll promise you, if we get it above 300, we'll drive the buggy in the outfield every half inning.
Always Paul Gilligan supplying.
Yeah, that's it.
But as you mentioned too, when it comes to the serious side of baseball, or the serious side of life, more importantly, we're no experts here, but they're talking about the biggest call through the radio, through both stations, through the television, through all social media is about getting the awareness and what could potentially happen, especially with a day like tomorrow. So it's all about having that conversation with your family. Just get everyone in before you start your day. Josh, as well, in the car, even just get everyone in, have your little game plan saying, hey, if things happen, this is the kind of action we're going to take.
Yeah, that's right. You need to be involved in it and get right in it. Well, Coleman's laughing at me.
This thing's going off.
250.
250.
250. There you go.
You lunatic.
What do these cleats go for?
If we
Majors
can
what? Majors who?
So, do we have a name of that person out there?
It's absolutely going mental. I like it.
So the behind-the-scenes Cavalry Experience with the...
We might also meet up at 5-ish for a soft drink. So if you want to be involved, keep bidding, keep bidding.
One of these lives as well.
Yeah.
So that's happening.
You will not need a ticket that night. You come in the back gate, all good.
Speaking of tickets, head to the Cavalry website, buy a ticket for this series, because all the proceeds go to the New South Wales RFS. And also, if you're one of those lucky beautiful people that pick up the ticket, you get a free entry to the Auckland game.
Free entry. And as I said before, look, it's a time to reflect right now, but in 2 weeks when we're back here, it's all on the line. It's near the end of the season, and it's going to be our biggest weekend, obviously our last home weekend of the season. Get on down that weekend. Donate this weekend, you get a ticket to that, and you can experience everything that goes on a Cavalry game day, which, I have to say, Sarge, they're absolutely awesome, aren't they?
Brilliant game days.
Brilliant game days.
Those game days,
amazing.
Speaking of the game days as well, to come out of game days is memorabilia. There's a great merchandise place, and also merchandise that have been worn by the Cavalry before us, and you can find those wonderful items on eBay right now. Just type in Canberra Cavalry, and I'll mention it again, pick up a ticket for this series, because all the money going over to the New South Wales RFS. Chris Coleman, quick update. You're moving around there, mate. You're gesticulating. What are we up to now? We're at 250.
275 for the Matt Percy, Sarge, Raider, Nick, Cav Nick experience. That's a minor part of that.
I won't cut that out. No, I'll hold that up. Put it on a separate one, but that's all right. If we get to 350, it'll be happy days.
Absolutely.
Let's hold it till 350.
I was a bit worried about what you're going to say then. If we get to 350...
Turn it up.
Turn it up.
There's a child's program as well, family program there.
Yeah, fun night. Absolutely fun night.
Mate, just quickly too, we're talking about baseball. The current, the squad that we have was high hopes at the start of the year. Usually the Cavs, in all honesty, take a few weeks to gel at the start. We get some of our senior members that are away representing Australia. They come back in, and we usually bluff a couple of weeks, and we make our way back up. we started really well. We had a really good trial form, but it gives a winning energy around the ballpark going in, especially the younger fellas that probably aren't guaranteed to start. And we kind of fell away for a couple of weeks there. I won't say the word complacency, but it happened. Where do you see us now? And with your experience of seeing rosters in the past, where do you see the Cavs of 2019-2020 going this year?
Look, we did have that slow couple of weeks. We've built a lot of momentum over the last few weeks. Our last home series against Brisbane and last weekend in Geelong were wonderful, really coming along. We've had some turnover of recent times, but the squad that I see are all professional ball players who really care and who are really coming together. We had a night out on New Year's Eve with the boys out at Kingpin at the Canberra Centre. And
who won the karaoke?
I would have said maybe Chucky Robinson, but I'm not sure about that. Joshy was not bad either.
He killed it.
Yeah.
Killed it. A couple of drinks.
But I can see the squad coming together. Frank Gailey coming in on Sundays to lock down that Sunday starting pitching spot has been absolutely massive and will be going forward. I got to tell you, as I said, I truly believe we're going to go up to Brisbane next weekend and win a few and come back here. Auckland are on top of the ladder. We need to beat them. And if we beat them, Nick, we're going to roll into the playoffs in good form. And I can see that happening.
All right, we're getting the winds up here. Thank you, Percy. Thank you, Sarge.
Thank you,
remember, bids happening at eBay. Head to eBay and type in Canberra Cavalry. A wonderful selection of items there. And, of course, get a ticket, buy a ticket, head to the Cavalry website, pick up a ticket, because all the money and all the funds goes to the New South Wales RFS. Chris Coleman, quick update on that cavalry experience.
Yep. Oh, ouch. We need a little bit more, I reckon.
We'll try to do a quick break and we'll be back with another cavalry member, in James Mulray. It's coming up next, right here, the Cavalry Livestream-A-THON.
Behind these doors, people are home. Resting, settling in, laughing. These are more than just hotel rooms. They are spaces for living. It's a home away from home, your own abode.
Come home to your Jarrah. For your kind of play, your kind of family, your kind of day, and your kind of neighbourhood. We introduce your kind of community for your kind of value. South Jarrah-Bombra.
With that thing.
Have you tried the grey cable?
Yeah, I've tried it all. So who are you backing in this game?
With their three-point shooting.
Guys, relax. I got this.
Don't want to miss a second of the action this season? With Tab's Basketball Live Vision, you can stream games and access exclusive previews for free, anytime, anywhere.
Whoa, don't splash the bosh.
Yeah, don't splash the bosh.
Who are you backing this NBA season? Tab. Download the app today.
Welcome back to the Cavalry Livestream-A-THON, coming to you live here from the MIT ballpark in the ACT of Australia. If you're watching overseas, hello to you. And it's all about donating and mustering up the support and donating the funds over there to the New South Wales RFS. We're battling these horrific scenes, the horrific fires over there at the southern coast of Australia. The website at cavalry.com. Pick up a ticket for the cancelled series that it's currently being cancelled, but the tickets are still live and active. And if you purchase a ticket, all the funds go to the New South Wales RFS. We've also got some wonderful items over there on eBay. Just Google or type in Canberra Cavalry, and you'll find a great selection of cavalry merchandise up for grabs there. And now, Chris Cole, we can mention that cavalry experience. Congratulations to Eric Greenberg, $500 for that cavalry behind the scenes experience. Congratulations to him. Also, we had Frankie Boy's pitching expedition going for a good $100, a good solid gorilla there, and of course that suitors. ZZ top suitors there, mate. His boots going for $1,200.
Yeah, Hoover's boots for several hundred in there.
There's a bat here.
Now we've got a bat here. We're going to come to this in a second, and but we're going to talk to another one of our cavalry players here, James Mullery. Welcome. Great to have you on board.
Welcome, Jimmy.
And
Thank you.
And how have you been finding Canberra?
It's been great so far. Day one had a great. Met my host family. They were awesome. Met all the guys. Really good group of guys here. So I've been enjoying my time very much.
Tell us a bit about yourself. Where are you from, and tell us a bit about your baseball history.
From Boston, Massachusetts. Born and raised there. Went to college there as well.
So please tell me you're a Patriots fan.
I am.
Oh, I love you, man. I love you. I got a new favourite.
Perfect.
Oh dear.
I don't know if that many of those out here, but
anytime. No?
What is it about Canberra, man? That a lot of people just really engage, and there's also that really preconceived idea of all that negative talk that Canberra, there's not much life here. There's, it's kind of stuck in between the snow and the water. How is it for you? How have you found it, man? You loved it?
Yeah, I've been loving it so far. It's very laid back. I have a very laid back personality, so I've been enjoying there's a little bit of quiet time here, which is nice for me.
Relaxation and there's a bit of space in between.
Get to see
the noise,
a little wildlife too that I'm not used to from back home. So drive home from the field every day, see kangaroos on the right, which is very foreign to me.
I'll ask you this: if there's one thing, what's one thing that you love about Canberra, and if you could fix it, what's one thing that you could fix that you would?
I mean, I love you talk about community a lot, especially today with what we're doing here. Love the community that it has. One thing I would change, I mean, obviously the weather. Never quite lived in an environment like this where there's heat, smoke, fires. I mean, if I could change that, it'd definitely be get a little rain, get some of those fires settled.
How was your first, let's say, orange Christmas opposed to your white Christmases?
It was weird. I'm used to snow back home, so it was very different. But luckily, the Hoover family graciously took me in for the day, and felt like a little bit of a family Christmas for me.
Wonderful, Chris.
So, let's talk about your teammates. There's a chance to dish the dirt.
Yeah.
Who's the noisiest person on the road trip?
Noisiest person on the road trip? Oh man, that's a tough one. We got a few guys that,
I know.
They can make. Kenty's a funny guy on the road trips. He keeps us all entertained. I'll put Kenty up there. For
okay, so he's the best joke man as well, is he?
He's up there. Yeah.
Okay. The dad jokes or
yeah, he's good.
Who's the quietest person?
Say Cam Warner. He's a pretty quiet guy. I'm pretty quiet myself, I like to think, but some other
But is
guys
that quiet because you're in the zone, even though you're probably a day away from game? Some people, even though the whole travel game phase kind of starts a little bit early, is it more of a game thing? Is it a zone thing, or is it just a natural introvert?
For
yourself?
For myself, I usually keep to myself quite a bit. So I try to, keep myself calm before games, but I don't really worry about that.
Would that be for Warney as well, you reckon?
Yeah, I'm sure it's similar, yeah. Very similar.
Take him out a few nights, mate.
Yeah.
Take you out there. Open you up a little bit.
Let's talk about Jerick Suter. Yep. And we have a reason for talking about Jerick Suter. He can't be with us this evening, but he's given us something that might be a wee bit special. And I'm not sure whether we can get in tight on this, but he's given us one of his bats. And I'm tempted to just dive for the wallet straight away, but I know that there are some bigger dollars lying around out there already. That is a Jerick Suter autographed bat, and this will be our last item. What's the time now? Local time is 8:44, so we'll do this for 16 minutes till 9 o'clock tonight. And this one again, you want to bid? You bid in the Facebook comments. Although we'll start it at 200 because that's my bid. But tell us about Jerick Suter as a teammate, because he can't be with us tonight. So feel free to tell the truth or lie outrageously, make some stuff up.
Jerick's an awesome guy. He's a big team player. Keeps the clubhouse light. He's a funny guy. Him and I, one thing him and I get along very well with. We're big movie quote guys, so him and I will just kind of shoot them back and forth. And
what are some of your quotes? Here's a couple of one-liners.
We're big in Ace Ventura, so anything there we've been quoting that quite a bit, especially. I'm 25.
That would have come out You were born in 95?
I was born in 94.
You would have been 1 year old when they came out.
Yeah, that's
it's,
all right.
it's got a bit of a cult following now. Going back and backtracked.
Yeah, no.
What's your best dates once you were alive?
Oh, man. We've just been quoting the scene from the second one when he's in the rhino. It's pretty hot, these rhinos. That's been our go-to. So
Excellent. And did you see that you're going back to some of the 90s stuff there?
Yeah. No,
So how often do you decide events between yourself and Jerick on alternate Sundays for the sack race?
Oh, what's that?
Alternate Sundays, you don't get it in dodgeball and check that one out. No, that just fell flat. Let's move on. 250 for the bat. Although described as less bat, more tree trunk. But if you want to pick up yourself a great souvenir, 250
What is
the
that?
bat.
What's the hollow? Can we get a little bit close up on that, Nick?
It's just to balance the ball on.
Is it? Mate, coming from a rugby league background. In all seriousness.
It takes a little weight off the. I mean, I haven't swung one of those in years, so.
Because when they're practicing, when they're about to go out to the plate, they've got the weight on there to add to that kind of aerodynamic, getting more weight. But then, what's the whole thinking and mindset of taking a little bit weight off?
Just distribute a little bit evenly. Some guys like bats that are heavier up top, some guys in the middle. But like I said, I'm a pitcher. I haven't swung one of those in a long time, so I don't really worry about that.
We'll just hold on to that one so it doesn't fall off and do you damage, because this thing does weigh half a ton. I tell you, it's a big piece of lumber.
It looks specky, I tell you. It's all it's crafted in there. It's signed it on there. You can go on our Facebook page. How much time have we got left on that one, Chris?
We've got till 9 o'clock Canberra time, so 14 minutes on that one. Currently at $250. The signed Jerick Suter bat. But if you want to bid on it, just put your bid in the comments there. And well, there we go. We've got 500 in the room here, and it's not me. I'm now bitterly disappointed by this turn.
Started it off, probably.
But we're at $500 in the room. But if you want that bat, you can bid via the Facebook comments now. It'll be our last item up for grabs tonight as we raise money for the New South Wales Rural Fire Service. So James, tell us how you came to be here in Canberra. Who made the approach to you?
Brian Granning, pitching coach here. He's not coaching with us right now, but he reached out to me at the end of my regular season. Asked if I was playing winter ball anywhere and if I was interested, and honestly didn't know a whole lot about the league. I had some friends play club ball in the past. They were, imports here, but knew nothing about Canberra, knew nothing about the ABL. So, got the message from Brian and did my research and called home and told him I was going to Australia for the winter. So that was a fun conversation, but everyone was very, very excited for me. And
how'd your folks react? I'm going to Australia. I'm going to be on the other side of the world. It's going to be summer at Christmas time.
No, they were excited. I was a little nervous. My mom would be concerned about missing the holidays, but she gets it. She supports me. They both support me very, very much. So,
Jimmy,
really awesome.
Just to go down that bit of rabbit hole before we wrap up, in regards to what you're seeing, in regards to what we're here for tonight with this live stream-a-thon, in regards to raising the money over there for the New South Wales Rural Fire Service. You would have seen Facebook posts on your stream, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, you would have seen news snippets, things in paper, just the talk around town. You've seen the smoke. Last week was cancelled because of the smoke. How do you feel now as a visitor coming down as an adopted Canberran and seeing what's going on around us? How does it affect you as a person?
It's one of those things where, back home you'd see the west coast of the United States get affected by it.
Yeah.
From where I'm from, you never expect to be part of an environment that has that going on. So it really, puts it into perspective how serious things are. I saw my first bushfire a couple weeks ago, and it was very, very eye-opening just how quickly everything moved.
Yeah.
And it's just, back home, everyone supports the military, the armed forces, but there's a huge emphasis on support for our local police and firefighters. So, hoping to bring that support here for the firefighters, the men and women fighting these fires to keep us safe.
Absolutely, and you can play your part by going to the Canberra Cavalry website and purchasing a ticket for the cancelled series. Well, it's not really cancelled, it's still going, because the money purchased from those tickets goes to the New South Wales Rural Fire Service from today and also tomorrow, because there would have been a game in hand for tomorrow. Also, eBay, you can go and just type in Canberra Cavalry and find a wonderful selection of cavalry memorabilia, signed, sealed and delivered by cavalries of the past, present and even the future. And also, Chris, let's have an update on this, on the bat.
We're still at $500 here in the
Still
room
at
at the moment, but
still in the room.
there are 11 minutes to go on this one. If you'd like to make a bid, you can bid. Well, there's plenty of people here, I think, who are about to inundate us in the room. But if you want to make a bid in the Facebook comments, go for your life. $500 for the bat, the signed Jerick Suter bat, and it's also got the his name engraved in it there, which is a nice touch for the bat there. I'll see if we can actually hold that up and let Nick get in nice and tight. camera Nick, not Cavalry Nick. Getting nice and tight on it there, so you can actually see in there. It says Jerry Suter, and he signed that for later on today. So, how have you found playing in the Australian League? You said you didn't know a lot about it. How's it stacked up compared to what you did know about before you came out here?
It's been a great league. I mean, you get to play with a lot of guys from all over. We have 4 Japanese pitchers here. I never thought I haven't played with many Japanese baseball players. So that in itself was an unbelievable experience for me. The competition's been great. Like I said, I don't have enough nice things to say about the guys that we have on this team.
For guys like yourself, a young pitcher like yourself, guys who pitched in NPB, it's very different how they throw the ball, the Japanese players. Have you looked at it? Have you tried that? That up, hits the leg and pause for a second like a pelican, and then let it, or not like a pelican, like a stork, and then go. Can you do that?
What they do is unbelievable. We mess around with it. Try it out, but I mean, it's unbelievable how they throw the ball. I've been having a lot of fun watching them do it too.
Have you tried it?
I have, yeah.
And where did it finish up?
I don't like it.
You don't?
Not for me.
What, high and outside? Or?
He's saving it for the Bandits. Let's wrap that up then. Jimmy, thanks for coming along. Of course, the bat, we've still got a few more minutes on that one.
Keep that for another 9 minutes, yep.
9 minutes, we've got 9 more minutes left of programming. Thanks. Big round of applause there for Jimmy for coming along. We'll take a short break, another quick short break, and we'll be back with more to wrap up this beautiful Canberra Live Stream-A-Thon. We're back soon.
Hurry up with that thing.
Have you tried the grey cable?
Yeah, I've tried it all. So who are you backing in this game?
With their 3-point shooting.
Guys, relax. I got this.
Don't want to miss a second of the action this season? With Tabs Basketball Live Vision, you can stream games and access exclusive previews for free, anytime, anywhere.
Whoa, don't splash the box.
Yeah, don't splash the box.
Who are you backing this NBA season? Tab. Download the app today.
Follow the boats to the view at the top, the snap of the dawn to the peck of the crop. Across the horizon you jump, skip and hop, but never stop.
Welcome back to the Cavalry Livestream-A-Thon here from MIT Ballpark in Narrabundah in the ACT. And down under Australia. Hello if you're watching from overseas. And we're in our last segment here. I'm Cavalry Nick and I'm joined here by Sonny Singh, Mr. Cavalry himself. Mate, what a night it's been.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. I mean, we've seen the influx of donations and comments from people all over the world, and also getting a bit of an insight into some of the bigger personalities that we've had this season. It's always nice to kind of, as you describe it, peel back the orange a little bit and get to know some of the guys.
Yeah, of course, some big personalities and some big mouths as well. Jesus, some of us can talk. Been talking for 2 hours and we're just kind of getting started. Speaking of that, it was a cancelled series. We were meant to have some ball game tonight, but there's no game. The game lies in the donations in your heart. Go to the Cavalry website and you can pick up a ticket for the series. It's still ticking along on there today and tomorrow. When does it finish tomorrow?
So you can still buy tickets for the Adelaide series until the end of Sunday, and as we mentioned before, that all ticketing revenue will go directly to the RFS.
To the Royal Fire Service, and also too, we've got a wonderful selection of eBay items, and we move in here with Chris Coleman. We've got a stack of stuff that's currently listed on eBay. Let's go through them, and first of all, we've got this wonderful helmet.
The helmet, yep.
It's signed, sealed, and delivered by players of the past.
Now that's the 2019-20 squad.
That's the current series. The current squad as well. There's some wonderful names on there. The season that we've had, and wouldn't that look fantastic in your pool room, in your computer room, in your studio, in your office, anywhere? Mate, you'll be picking up this, won't you?
might have to dip into the old Cavalry salary fund, but...
If it's not you, it'd be Chris Coleman.
Possibly.
Look at that, mate.
Possibly.
Great new room, isn't it? New lounge room.
It'll look great, but
What else we got there,
I got my eyes on a few things here. I'm a bit of a fan of this.
Fair income.
I love the Bay Star stuff, and this is an Onuki. I've got that right. Shinichi Onuki signed Yokohama DNA Bay Stars, and that might actually be in my size, which is a huge advantage as well. So that one, Shinichi Onuki, pitching with the Canberra Cavalry this season, and you will see more of him in NPB, in the Japanese League.
Nice one, straight
in the coming seasons.
Also on eBay as well. What else we got there, Chris?
Next we go to Sakaguchi. Sakaguchi no longer with us, has gone back to Japan, but continuing the great association that we've had with the Bay Stars last year and this year. So that's his jersey there, number 66, and signed on the front, and again available via eBay. We will put links up on the Cavalry website, and we'll have links up on Facebook. You've got until Sunday to make your bids, but bids are starting to roll in.
Also,
for those
it's
as well.
not just the signature, the actual quality of the jersey.
Oh, the jerseys are great.
Yeah, match worn jerseys.
How great are they? They haven't been washed. They smell fantastic. They're great. But just the strip, whoever takes care of these jerseys, I tell you what, go to the head of the class, because these are fantastic. It's not embroidered stuff anymore. It's actually, what do you call that technology? Sublimated. Of course, the Canberra emblem, South Jarrah, and of course the best services in the ACT, MIT services are in there too. So go and do yourself a favour. That'll look fantastic in the pool room or the office.
So next up we have Taylor Colway, and Taylor Colway has gone home now. A man with one of the most rocket-like arms we've ever had here in the Cavalry, just throwing the ball in from the outfield on multiple occasions.
He took a couple of classic catches, I think, out
Did
here
indeed
as well,
too.
a couple weeks ago.
So the Taylor Colway jersey, again, signed, match worn, and available in the eBay auction.
Also having the 10-year anniversary of the Cavs, so be part of that little history too if you're one of those all vivid collectors. Also look great anywhere in the house, and it's of course part of that technology too. Smells fantastic.
For our friends in the United States, this is classic stuff. This guy's going to go a long way. He's one of the highly rated prospects in the San Diego Padres organisation, Jordy Barley, and again signed, match worn, Canberra Cavalry white jersey. We've got a couple more, Nick. And we're running out of time, so let's keep rolling through. Last year, these things sold like wildfire, and we're not doing any more of them, so there aren't too many of them left. To get them game worn is something special. To get them game worn by two of the favourite Cavalry players of all time. You want to jump in on these. These are the Canberra Bushrangers jerseys. Last season was 25 years since the old Canberra Bushrangers club. So the Cavalry played, there we go, thanks Nick, paid tribute to them, and two of the most loved Canberra players of all time, David Candelas and Boss Mainaroa. Boss, we miss you, but thanks for allowing us to sell this one off. So this is Boss's jersey, that's Candy's jersey from the Canberra Bushrangers Throwback Series. They're up for auction right now on eBay, as are all those items. And one more, nearly forgot it. These are our four DNA Bay Stars players from season 2019-2020. They've all signed the ball. It's in the Yokohama DNA Bay Stars case. It is an Australian Baseball League. Also a nice little bit of cross-cultural promotion in there with the ABL logo and the four signatures on it. And of course with our Japanese players starting to head home now. If you haven't got the signatures already, this is the only way you're going to get all four, unless you shell out for a trip to Japan. So they're all available via eBay, and we'll put up links on Facebook and the Cavalry website in the very near future. And what have we got now? It is 2 minutes to 9. 2 minutes left to buy this one, which I think is still sitting at $500. It is. This is a bat signed by and as used in games by Jerick Suter. You can see on the handle, you can actually see there's a little bit of pine tar. It doesn't go for much pine tar there, but a little bit of the pine tar, and the signature and his number 31. And the Man Mountain himself, he has two baseball bats across the shoulders. And it's a very, very heavy bat. Currently at $500. If you'd like to bid for that, you've got about 90 seconds left to do so via the Facebook comments. And otherwise, it will be gone from here. And as you can see again up on there, it is listed as a custom-made bat for Jerick Suter. We'll announce the winning bid on that, but it's at $500 at the moment. We'll announce the winning bid for that one. Probably in a comment once we finish up, because there is a little bit of delay between what we're doing here and what's happening there, but we'll announce it a couple of minutes afterwards, so stay tuned in the comments. But Nick, it's been a lot of fun tonight, my friend.
It's been an absolute fantastic night. Sonny, Chris, of course, thank you to everyone. A quick mention to Mimic Productions for making this all happen. They're the guys that stream the games and they've made their way out and given us their time. Nick and Cody and the guys back there. We can't do this without them. Thanks to Paulie, also from Bale and Eggs, of course, Mr. Brendan Major from MIT. To everyone on short notice came out here to be a part of this, and thank you to you as well. Remember, there's still time to donate in any which way, and the way you donate is you go to the Canberra Cavalry website and purchase a ticket for this series against the Adelaide Giants all the way through till tomorrow afternoon. All those wonderful eBay items, they're still up there till Sunday afternoon as well, and of course that wonderful bat, we'll mention it. The winner very, very soon in a comment. Any last passing comments, gents?
We just want to thank, you mentioned Cody, of course, Cody and the streaming company. Great to have the streaming company on board as sponsors, not just of us here at the Canberra Cavalry, but our sister sporting organisation comes under the Canberra Sporting umbrella, the Canberra Brave Ice Hockey, and great to have Cody on board, and thank you for all your help, especially in the past few weeks. It's been pretty well documented that we had a fairly rough time with some of our streaming issues, and Cody, as a result of a couple of frantic phone calls from me late at night, has come in and sorted out a lot of that for us, and Nick from Nimic has likewise done an awful lot of work behind the scenes, and for them to turn from doing stuff outside on the ballpark to turning our bar into a makeshift studio tonight and helping make this event happen. Thank you very much, fellas, for your support. Really could not have done it without you, so thank you very much.
I just wanted to say thank you to the two of you for donating your time. This was nothing but an idea 2 nights ago that Dan and myself were stewing over, and here we are 48 hours later, and you guys have done a tremendous job in leading this. So thank you to you, and thank you to everybody that donated tonight.
No problem at all. Thank you to all. A big round of applause for everyone that donated, to all the winners. It's been a really good night. Continue on with the support. Just watch this space as we move forward through the Cavs. We'll be here for the next series against Auckland, and of course, if you donated by buying a ticket, you'll get entry into the Auckland game as well. This has been the Canberra Livestream-A-THON for the Cavalry. Thank you very, very much for tuning in. God bless you all. Stay orange. Go Cavs, go.